It is time to talk about some NFL draft, and in this video, I'm going to give you 10 prospects the Detroit Lions could look at in the first round. Now, we got 2 picks in the first round, the second pick overall in the 2022 NFL draft, and the Rams selection wherever they pick, 29, 30, 31, or 32. So, there's going to be multiple players. Also, I'm going to have players that maybe the Lions want to trade out of number 2. They could get a player maybe in the mid to the first round, or if they want to trade up from the second first-round pick to get a selected player. So this is my list. But before we get into this video, if you think it's a good idea to go up to a king cobra and start poking at it and kicking at it, and go ahead and subscribe to my channel because we talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors, and sometimes you can get snake bitten. Also, go ahead and take that like button with you. Make sure you poke some holes in that bad boy with that venom from the king cobra. Let's get into today's Lions draft picks. Let's start with Michigan's edge, Aidan Hutchinson. No doubt about it, he is definitely on this list for the Detroit Lions to select. We need help at defensive end. One of the best edge rushers in the 2022 NFL Draft. 270 pounds, 6'5", big body, prototypical edge rusher when you think about this position. Think of a Nick Bosa, a J.J. Watt, the Julius Peppers, these type of big body guys that can get it done. And he's got size, too, to swat the ball down. To me, he would be the guy who I would select if he is available. I like the big style with him. Yes, he didn't show out too well with Georgia, but you can't discount every other game that he played this year, really helping Michigan Wolverines get to the big game versus Georgia. You guys like the video. Let's get this video out there. Let's get the draft picks out there. We're going against bigger media. We're talking about the ESPNs, the NFL networks, all that stuff, and they tend to not really talk about the Detroit Lions, maybe in a favorable light. Like the video, push the content out there. That would be absolutely fantastic. Kayvon Thibodeaux has to be on this as well. I think this is definitely a Brad Holmes type of guy. In my personal opinion, if the two were available, I do think Brad Holmes would select Kayvon Thibodeaux. He's versatile, 6'5", 258, a little bit slender, but he can rush the passer and he can back up. He's universal. That's what he's like. He's quick off the stance. He can get to the quarterback. He does a lot of quarterback hurries. He doesn't have all the sacks in the world, but he definitely disrupts, and that is something that they value here in Detroit. Look at Austin Bryant, Julian Okwara. These type of players is what they covet here in Detroit, and he's an Oregon Duck. A lot of affiliations with the Ducks organization, with the Detroit Lions via players, and he's been widely regarded before this year as the first overall pick for many years. That's the talent that he brings to the Detroit Lions. It'd fill a need, and it would definitely help out Aaron Glenn with his defense. This could be a trade back scenario if they decided to go from 2 to 5 or 2 to 6, something of that nature. Safety Kyle Hamilton, he's personally my favorite prospect in this year's draft. Pound for pound, he is the stud of the 2022 NFL Draft. 6'4", big body, 220. What's really good about Kyle Hamilton is he has the ability to make the big play, the interception. He's also a pounder. Kind of think of Quandre Diggs, that physical player. Definitely with the Lions need in the secondary. Very good guarding the tight end. If you look at the Darren Wallers of the world, the Gronkowskis of the world, he could match up well versus those players. He can be multi-dimensional on this defense, play all over the field. I think Aaron Glenn would love this guy to be a X factor for the Lions defense, and he would be a fantastic pick for the Detroit Lions. Wide receiver Treylon Burks. This guy is absolutely fantastic. He is a DK Metcalf type of player, 225 pounds at 6'3", physical. He's got giant hands, contested catches. He can beat at the line of scrimmage versus the defensive back, get open and make the big time play. That's something that we are missing here in the Detroit Lions. We have good wide receivers. We got Amon-Ra St. Brown. We got Quintez Cephas under contract. Definitely, but we don't have that big style player that we haven't had since Kenny Galladay and since Megatron, and he could be that guy for the Detroit Lions. I think Treylon Burks is probably flying up on draft board. So if we were trying to select him, maybe you'd have to trade up to get him. That's my personal opinion with the injury to wide receiver Jameson Williams out of Alabama. He's just got that physical attribute to him, and a lot of teams covet that type of ability for their football team because these guys don't come around that much. To get a guy that is just built like a tank and who can make big-time contested catches. Treylon Burks would be a fantastic pick with the Lions' second first-round draft pick. Should the Detroit Lions draft a quarterback in round 1? Let me know in the comment section. This will be the comment and the pinned comment of this video. Should the Lions take that chance? Jared Goff did progress. That is a question mark. If a quarterback does fall, should the Lions select one with the second first-round pick? Let me know. You say, why is wide receiver Jameson Williams on this list? Well, he injured himself big league at the final game for him of the season. And right before the championship game, he went down for a major injury. We're talking about big-time rehab, 8-9 months recovery time for Jameson Williams. To me, he was going to be the first wide receiver off the board in this year's draft. But with that injury, there is a possibility that he could fall to the Lions' second first-round pick. And if that occurs, should the Detroit Lions draft the 6'2", 188-pound wide receiver who is elite speed, big play ability, he could burn the defense like no other in this draft. He is a major game changer in the draft. But the issue is health concerns after his injury. This would definitely be a question mark if he is there late in the first round. Is, would you take that chance? He's got everything, though. He's got to be on this list because he is the best wide receiver, pound for pound, I think, for this draft. He's not the biggest guy in the world. He's 188 pounds, but this guy is definitely a baller. He could be like a Tyreek Hill type of player for the Detroit Lions if it came down to that. Wide receiver Drake Lindon. I've been preaching about Drake Lindon this whole offseason, the whole season starting from week 4. He is the player who I would target for the Detroit Lions. He is exactly kind of what I'm looking for a wide receiver, number 1, 6'5", 210 pounds. He's better than Kenny Galladay, can get separation, contested catches is his game. He would be exactly a great wide receiver of opposite of Amon-Ra St. Brown to make that number 1 threat the Lions really need. And he played with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Amon-Ra St. Brown even wants him on the football team. He's exactly what would help Jared Goff to make those big plays. It would put the other receivers on one-on-ones in more separation. Imagine Amon-Ra St. Brown getting less attention than he already is. Immediately, the Lions' offense gets better, and this guy can get touchdowns in the red zone. Something that we always need to get is touchdowns instead of field goals. I would love this pick. It may be difficult, though, for him to fall to 29, 30, 31, 32. It may be a situation if the Lions decide to trade out of number 2. Maybe they go crazy midway through the draft. I don't think that's possible. I think it's more probable if they wanted to get this guy, they'd probably have to trade up a little bit in the draft. But let me know if you think this would be a good selection for the Detroit Lions. Nakobe Dean, the beast in the middle of the field. He blew out. He destroyed Michigan. He did a fantastic job versus Alabama. This guy is everything the Detroit Lions need at linebacker to really start to square up this defense. Say the Lions go Kayvon Thibodeaux, number 2, or Aidan Hutchinson. Then you draft Nakobe Dean. This defense is starting to get a little bit sick here. This guy is the best linebacker, in my opinion, in this year's draft. He's 6 foot, 225. Not the tallest guy in the world, but Levante David is not either, but he is a disruptor. I would absolutely love this pick. My question is, you may have to trade up now from the Rams selection to get him because he ascended in the last 2 weeks of his season due to this play versus Michigan and Alabama. This guy is dynamic, and he would really help this defense out and I think elevate it to the next level. Another really good linebacker, in my opinion, is Devin Lloyd out of Utah. This guy's a beast. He's more prototypical of 6'3", 235, a little bit stout, sideline to sideline, a pounder. He has speed. He's got good twitch ability. He can move his legs really well. He can cover tight ends. This guy would be a fantastic pick, and I think he actually could be there at the late first round because the ascension of Nakobe Dean maybe pushes him back a little bit, and the Detroit Lions probably wouldn't have to move anywhere to get him. This would be a great pick for the Detroit Lions. He's one of my favorite players in the draft. Every time I watch his film, I get a little more excited. This guy is really on the radar, I think, of Brad Holmes. Sam Howell is on this list, the quarterback out of North Carolina, 6'1", 220. And you say, why are you putting a quarterback on here, Mike? Because the trends of legacy media, of the ESPNs, the NFL networks, their coverage of Mel Kiper Jr.'s, the Todd McShays, they're all keep projecting the Detroit Lions to take a quarterback. Potentially, it's possible they could take a quarterback, so I got to put him on this list. I would put Malik Willis here, but I just don't think he's going to be available for the Lions. I think Sam Howell would be available with the Lions late in the first round for the Lions to get a quarterback behind Jared Goff if they don't believe in him full time. Remember, his contract is good this year, but it's definitely, you can get away from it after that. Maybe they want to groom a quarterback, that being Sam Howell. He is a dual threat quarterback. He's got a strong arm. He does need to work on accuracy, though, and that's why I did the pinned comment in this video. Would you like the Detroit Lions to take quarterback in this year's draft? Do I think they go quarterback? It's possible. I still say 60%, not 40% yes, just because of the talent that we need on defense as well as wide receiver, but we don't know how a draft plays out. Maybe all the guys they like are gone, and Sam Howell is the next best player available on their list. Jaquan Brisker out of Penn State, 6'1", 220 pounds. He is a very good safety. Now, since Jordan Battle decided to go back to college, he is now the number 2 safety on my list, and I do think he would be available at Lions with the second first-round pick. He's energetic. He aligns all over the field. He can play multiple positions in the safety position. Again, he can definitely get and make some big plays back there. He can help out, say, if they have Tracy Walker. He's good with short yardage blocks. He's situational in the red zone. He can take advantage of his length. He's good with man-to-man assignments. He can appeal to multiple coverages. He can be used all over the field, and that's what Aaron Glenn likes. So if he's available with that selection, you need help at safety. It makes a lot of sense the Detroit Lions to take Brisker at the late first round. Make some money. Go to chatsports.com/LionsBet. Bet US. Put in the promo code Lions125. Bet on the Rams 49ers game. See who's going to win in that bad boy. You don't have to bet a whole lot of money. Like I said, $5, $10. That's the best way to go. You don't want to go crazy and spend everything that you own, but it's a good way to make some extra cash. Chatsports.com/LionsBet. A lot of draft coming up, and we're going to be talking about many prospects. I got so many to go through. We're going to be just getting through it all. This is just the beginning. We got many, many months before the NFL draft, before this team takes that next step. We got free agency, so stick to the channel. Subscribe if you haven't done so. If you're watching anyways, you might as well subscribe. We're trying to get this channel to 100,000 at some point. Right now we're at 20,000. We're a little bit small, but we're slowly getting there. On the upcoming videos, we do got the OnePride Podcast on my channel, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time every single Thursday. Make sure you're there. If you have some great questions, you throw it in the mailbag. You'll get featured on a Saturday's video, the mailbag segment.